The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spin-off. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. It's Alex here. I'm all by myself in the Real Pod studio. Duncan had to leave to a meeting, as is his wont. But what you're about to hear is an exciting phone conversation between the two of us and Tyson, and then later also Denise, aka Mum, from Rustic Kitchen in Waiouru. I'd also just like to apologise for my pronunciation of Waiouru during this interview. It's a real shocker, and wish I could take it back, but I can't. Enjoy. Hello, Tyson. Come in, Tyson.
Hello, how are you?
We're really, really good. How are you? How are things in Waiouru this morning?
Oh, yeah, pretty good. Good day up here, so it's always a bonus.
We've got, I don't know if you know anything about who we are. We do a reality television podcast called The Real Pod, and we have been diligently recapping My Restaurant Rules all season, and we are extremely excited to be chatting to you at the moment.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, I'm pretty in the dark with all social media. It's kind of my downfall, but yeah, no, lovely.
Well, first of all, I mean, congratulations on your huge win. What's the mood like in Waiouru?
Yeah, no, everyone's ecstatic here. Like, not just Waiouru. We're talking like all our local towns in Taihape and Owakuni. Like every time you go somewhere, everyone can't wait to congratulate you and thank us for what a job we've done for the small rural communities.
So would you say, hi Tyson, it's Duncan, I'm one of the co-hosts of the Real Pod, was riveted by your performance. You looked like you were confident the whole way through, even though the scores weren't necessarily reflecting it. What gives you that confidence?
To be truthfully honest with you, it's just armour that I was wearing the whole show from day one. It's kind of like a protection thing. I've worked in this industry since I was 13, and I know how tough and hard other chefs and hospitality can actually be on you, and how demoralising it can get. So I kind of have like this whole confidence armour that I put on, and it doesn't matter who attacks me. It's all kind of like, it's not attacking me, it's attacking that. So, you know, it was kind of a little bit of a show. But, you know, of course I'm confident as well, you know, going into things like that.
Making gods cry, of course.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you had
yeah.
said that on your show, or is on the show? Is that a catchphrase of yours for a long time?
No, yeah, first time I've ever said it, actually. And it is a little bit out of context. I mean, I was trying to like use something like I was trying to sound intelligent, believe it or not. I know I watched it and I didn't think it was that intelligent, but I was trying to like reference Isaac Newton, for example. You know, give me a lever and I can move the world. Like completely improbable, but you know, there is a chance that it can be done. And what I was trying to say to Daniel is like, if we have enough time, resources and money, we could make food that would just, you know, and I was trying to think what it could do. Like I was like, make the gods cry.
I love it. So Daniel, incredible character. You at times it felt like you guys had some tension, but then you sort of seem to have mutual alignment later on. What's the relationship like? How do you feel about that guy?
I love Daniel. He is. Me and Daniel would both come from the same sort of like background in cooking, and the tension you see is kind of like what we would both have to deal with every single day in the kitchen, sort of thing on the line. And he understood it instantly as soon as I started talking to him, and I could see it in him as well. So it was so easy for us to play off against each other, and we're really good mates, me and Daniel and Julia. So, you know, like they are really they're the only two that I really talk to on a day-to-day basis, sort of thing, from the TV series.
Wow.
Really, really cool couple. Yeah.
Did you ever hear Daniel listening to any kind of music? And if so, what genre would you describe it as?
No, I never heard Daniel listen to any sort of music.
If you had to guess.
No.
Because he's got
What
a
sort of music
particular
you listen
look.
to?
He's got a particular aesthetic.
Yeah, no, I imagine he'd be into some sort of... I don't know, I'm not very good at music. I mean, I listen to really shit music, so I don't know what he would listen to, but I bet he listens to some sort of like grunge or something like that. I don't know.
What music do you listen to, Tyson?
Yeah, no one likes my music. I listen to classical and opera and stuff like that.
Oh,
Wow.
that's cool. Good on you.
That's refined. That's making gods cry.
Yeah.
Can we talk through some of your
if it's not 400 years old, I don't listen to it.
Gregorian chants. What about some of the key dishes? One in particular that tickled us at the Real Pod was the roadkill. Was it entree, that one, or a main? I can't remember. The sort of tractor through the paté.
Entree.
The tractor through the paté.
Yeah, entree.
Where did the idea for that come from, and where did you source that small tractor from?
The small tractor, yes, it is a children's toy. But it's all plastic. It all goes through a dishwasher, so it's all very sterile before anyone gets all jumpity that it's, you know, a toy going through their food. But I don't. It's about. I worked with a chef a few years ago, and he was like, you know, at the end of the day, we put everything into trying to make things perfect for people and all that. Like, why shouldn't we have some fun in the kitchen ourselves? So it's sort of like a bit of fun that we have in the kitchen.
It was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah. Well, and that's what it is, you know. And yes, we've had a few hate emails from people saying that we have no class or taste by serving something called roadkill. But at the end of the day, it served its purpose. And I said that to Colin. I think it was on the final night. Colin was saying to someone, "Oh, don't listen to Tyson. He served me roadkill." And I turned around to Colin and said, "Hey, it's been, you know, a fair few days since you're at our restaurant, and you're still talking about that dish. So it's actually done exactly what I wanted to do, is to get you talking about the restaurant."
It's true. It's so true. We actually have a museum up here called the Real Pod Museum, where we collect like reality television ephemera and memorabilia. I don't suppose there's any chance that we might, and we considered that tractor moment really iconic. If we found you a replacement tractor, is there any way that we could get that for our museum, or is it quite important to the sort of integrity of the dish?
No, it's yours.
Holy hell!
Oh my goodness!
Okay, that's huge.
It cost me like $4, so it's all yours, mate. Don't worry about it. I'm sure I can buy another one.
Incredible.
That's amazing. We'll get your address. That's going to be the centerpiece now.
Totally. That overtakes Hayden's ring from Married at First Sight season 2.
That's really incredible. Hey, will you be gearing up for a really big Friday dinner service? This is going to be huge for Rustic after the win.
For tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, since we finished filming, it's got nothing to do with winning. It was actually something that was always in the plans before we started the TV show, and we put it on hold. But we've opened our second restaurant already.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was in the plans from about January this year, as opening the restaurant, and we kind of knew where we wanted it and all that. And by the time we kind of got all our ducks in place, the TV kind of rang us up and said, "Oh, hey, congratulations, you made the top 5 in New Zealand." So I said to the agent, I said, "No, it's got to go on hold. I can't do a TV series and open a second restaurant." So we put it on hold for the TV series. And then basically as soon as we finished, I was ready. We went straight ahead and opened the restaurant in about 2 months, I think.
So tell us about it.
And everything.
So also shabby chic. What's the vibe of the new place? What's it called?
Yeah, it's still shabby chic. Yeah. So it's called Rustic Steakhouse. So it's a spin-off of the Rustic Eating House. It's a concept I've tried, and I'm always going to keep the Eating House as like a concept restaurant and try different styles and kind of get them to where I want them in the Wairau area, and then we'll branch out from there. And so this is Steakhouse, so it's kind of a Kiwi steakhouse crossed with, like, you know, it's got a slight American twist to it as well, but still has our rustic basics at heart. So, you know, we still have like our recycled pallet wall, which we use all the building materials to make, so it's all recycled, and and have that whole eco-friendly, and everything's made on site, so it still has that whole rustic vibe about it. But it's got a massive dry age meat ager in the middle of it, so that's kind of our signature down there.
Wow. Did you ever settle on a definition of shabby chic?
No. Honestly, I wouldn't even call my restaurant shabby chic. I was just trying to... The argument that happened with that was that they were saying that I can't call myself rustic because it looked too modern, it looked too new. And I was trying to say to them that my interpretation of rustic is a mix of old and new, kind of like shabby chic, how that's kind of old and new. And it's not... I do understand sort of what shabby chic is, and my restaurant is not shabby chic. But it was just kind of like trying to reference to Amy, like, the way I perceive rustic. It can't be all old because that's just old, and it can't be all new because that's obviously new. For me, it has to be a mix of the both. But the old come with the new, and so that's how I tried to put it into her language. And then she turned around and said, "I don't know what shabby chic is." I was like, "Oh, well, that was lost."
Right.
So I found the tension between the sort of small town and the Auckland sort of fancy people quite fun to watch. Was there some extra satisfaction in taking down Moxie, given that it felt like they had a little bit of an inbuilt advantage with the judging and the sort of nature of the show? So how did that whole dynamic feel to you?
Yeah, it was definitely an added bonus that obviously like it was kind of the small town versus Auckland, because let's face it, nothing happens outside Auckland, right? But you know, like, but that's where, you know, your big cities, your three big cities through New Zealand, Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch, that's where all the, you know, the best restaurants are. That's, you know, the kind of, you know, the pinnacles and stuff. So for us to actually have taken on Auckland in the final round was, one, it was very nerve-wracking because, you know, it was the fact that it is Auckland that we're taking on, but also it was like, you know, I said from day one I wanted a really good competition. I love competition. That's kind of like what I live for. So to have them in the final was kind of exactly what I wanted to. You know, if you're going to be the best, you have to beat the best. So,
I mean, congratulations on the win. It was such a nail biter in the end. Do you think that, like, and you talked a little bit, I think, at the end about this sort of empire you're building. Obviously, you've got the steakhouse now. Where do you see this going? And like, is there going to be a rustic Auckland? Like, can we look forward to eating your cuisine in the big city anytime soon?
I'll never say no to any opportunity that comes my way, but at this stage, I don't see opening in Auckland itself. Maybe outside of Auckland, not far from Auckland, but I quite like the whole small town sort of pit stop, if you will, because you have all your beautiful restaurants. And I mean, we had an amazing time when we were in Auckland, going out and dining around the city and stuff. And there's so much opportunity there. So I quite like the idea of having that sort of opportunity outside of the big city. So, you know, everyone travelling can stop in and still have that same experience, but in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, maybe Pocono or somewhere next Huntly.
Great towns, both.
Huntly.
Yeah,
and people will travel. I think we're all making plans to try and visit Rustic. I have a really important question for you. Where is the nearest Nando's to you?
The nearest Nando's?
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on it?
I have no idea where the nearest Nando's. There must be one in Taupo, surely.
I don't know. Hope so.
Yeah.
Are you a fan?
Nando's. Oh, I haven't had Nando's for about something like 8 years, I reckon. It's not that I'm not a fan of Nando's at all. It's just not available where I am.
Well, next time you're up in Auckland, we'll take you to Nando's. They sponsor our podcast. I'm not a god, but I regularly weep over their cuisine.
Yeah.
We can bring the tractor and run it through the cheesy garlic bread.
Yeah. I think the whole point of being gods is it's perception, isn't it? You know, it's the reason why I use the word gods. You know, we're all gods at the end of the day, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
In our own little way. We all have the power to create.
Wow. It's very spiritual. Was there anything else? Anything else? Anything else you want to say from your experience, Tyson? How did it feel like to be on television? It must have been pretty bizarre to suddenly be thrown into primetime like that as a chef in Waiouru.
Yeah, it was. I've done a lot of chef competitions in my time for Chef of the Year and Le Chien de Rosserie, which is like International Chef of the Year and stuff like that, and I've competed in those. And I kind of thought I knew what I was going into as another chef competition. But I tell you what, my hat goes off to everybody, that Colin, Judith, everybody that does throughout any sort of TV series that, does it, because there is a huge amount of effort that goes into it, not only from the participants and stuff, but obviously the crew and everybody, right down to the hours they put in. Like, I was just amazed to see it. It was an unreal experience to see what actually goes on behind the scenes. So,
Was there anything that went on behind the scenes that didn't make it that you think would be a valuable thing for us to know about? Any scoops, Tyson?
Oh, there was a lot that went on behind the scenes, but no, look, the producers done a fantastic job making that TV series, and I think they've done it justice with everything that they managed to fit in, because there was obviously a lot of filming and a lot of hours of filming to cram into a 40-minute show. So, was it a 40-minute show? Yeah, 40-minute show. So, I think they've done fantastic, and there were certain things in there that I was like, oh, I wish that had made it, but yeah, I can't think of them right now.
Well, congratulations. We had a ball watching you, and we were transfixed by this amazing new reality star that we got to see blooming before our eyes. Would love to, any thoughts of doing some more television in the future?
Oh yeah, I definitely mentioned that to everybody. I was like, yeah, no, I'm in I love that whole sort of thing. And I'd be definitely keen for it in the future, but maybe not in the next 6 months, because I've got a second restaurant to get up and running.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll let you get back to that. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again, Tyson.
And say hi to Mum.
Yeah, Mum,
well.
So cool.
Yeah, I'll say hi to Mum for you.
We love Mum. All
Yeah,
right,
do you guys want to talk to her as well? Do you want her part on it?
Is she around?
She is around.
Yeah?
Tuck her on. Let's get some Mum.
Chat Mum on the phone.
Yeah, I'll just find out here she is. She's piping up butters for me. I haven't even got rid of her. She's never worked here before, and then a TV series comes along, I can't get rid of her.
Oh, that's amazing.
There you go. I'll pass you over now.
Cool.
Three people.
Denise? What's going on?
Hello, you're speaking with Denise.
Hi Denise, it's Alex and Duncan from The Real Pod here. This is very exciting for us. We just wanted to congratulate you on your massive win.
Oh, thank you for that.
You must be so proud of
It's a
Tyson.
huge thing.
Yeah, it's a huge thing for you and for Tyson, for Waiouru. But you must be so proud of your boy.
Oh, thrilled to bits, buddy. Thrilled to bits, It's his talent that's got us where we are.
And it sounds like you're sticking around now in the kitchen. You got a taste for it.
Yes. I don't know whether I've got a taste for it or whether it's compulsion.
And it must have been amazing to get Colin's commentary on your desserts. To go from not even working in the restaurant to having one of the world's great chefs praise you.
One of the great chocolate gardens.
Yes, how cool is that, eh? Even though an experienced chef can't meet me.
That's amazing. If there's one standout moment, Denise, and we've talked at length with Tyson already about the tractor through the paté, which was one of our favourite moments. But do you have any kind of standouts when you look back at My Restaurant Rules? What will you kind of remember from it?
For me personally, I think it's a fact that we achieved so much together, and that we worked so well together. I'm not saying the other teams had not worked well together, but I felt that Tyson and I worked really well together, and that's what achieved so much by being able to work together.
Yeah. There were some moments
Yeah.
we obviously were watching, sort of recapping the show, and there was one episode in particular where things got slightly tense, where I think he said your assemblage looked like a dog's balls.
Yeah. And then what did I say? Oh, that didn't work well, did it?
But aside from that, yeah, I think it did look like a pretty good team. Sort of have to be, don't you?
Well, you do really, eh? It does, you do have to be a good team. But I didn't end up crying in the corner, so that's always a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all we can hope for. And what about when you found out that you had won? I mean, watching it, you both sort of look sort of stunned. I mean, did you know that was coming? Tyson was obviously supremely confident. Did you feel the same?
I did, yes. But you just don't know where the judges want to put the placings.
Right.
And, if and at the end of the day, they're judging on food. But if they feel one team is that fraction better, that's where they put their points.
I see.
So we were adding up as we were going along. And, and when someone says they've got 2 10s, you're thinking, wow, they have to win on 2 10s. Well, they didn't win on 2 10s.
I see.
Yeah.
What was the standout dish for you that someone else made? And I'm also going to ask you what the worst one was.
My standout dish. Oh man, that's hard work. I liked. I think it was Susanna's. What did she make? She made on the first round. She made a milk pudding. What do they call that?
Panna cotta?
Yeah, panna cotta. That was really nice.
Oh, we love them. We love Raph.
I really like that.
And what about the worst?
Yes. And I have to say the worst will be the same with her buckwheat. She put black buckwheat in it, and it was so hard. It was like I must have gone to the field to eat it out in the field. And that was really disappointing. So she made a good one and she made a bad one, Yeah. I just thought, oh, wow.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Main, and mains, I can't remember, to be honest with you, which one was really the worst and whatnot. The good ones, I liked, from memory, I think I liked the Cat Mains was really nice, I think, from memory, without studying it and being honest about it.
Yeah. Are you in touch with any of the other contestants now, or have you sort of moved on?
We have a little bit to do with Daniel and Julia. But I haven't touched base since we've won with any of them. We've been so busy, and I just need time to process what we've gone through. And I've had emails to Amy and James and PJ and Rob, but Raph and Susanna haven't communicated.
Interesting. What was your take on Daniel? We've heard Tyson's point of view. He's obviously a very polarising character, quite unusual to watch on television. What was he like in the room?
Yeah. I enjoyed his banter. I think he's a neat guy. I think both Julia and Daniel are neat people. And I would, out of all of them, they would probably, if you had a confidence where you wanted to trust somebody with your deep secret, I would trust those two out of all of the contestants.
Wow. That's saying something.
Yeah. It is, isn't it? But that's where I put them both, and I had that much confidence in them. And, and if I had to work with anybody, I would work with those guys.
That's amazing. Maybe we could get a Central Park Rustic collaboration one day.
Wouldn't that cause a ruckus in the cooking world?
I would watch that show, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who would too. Imagine a lot of swearing in the kitchen.
Particularly from Daniel more than Tyson.
Yes, that's true. All right, thank you so much for your time, Denise. It's lovely to talk to you, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
And we'll hear from you guys and see what you're going to write on about us.
Stay tuned. And yeah, The Real Pod, we're all huge fans of you. So thank you very much. I understand Tyson said he's gonna send us the famous tractor that went through the paté because we have a museum. So I'll send you a picture.
Oh,
of that.
right. Okay. Well done. Thanks for that.
All right, no worries. Thank you so much, Denise. Bye.
No trouble. Thank you. Bye.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.